When thy people Israel sin, and are smitten before the enemy, and they turn towards this house, and call thy name, and pray for mercy, then hear in heaven, and forgive the sins of thy people Israel, and return them to the land that was given to their fathers. To avoid facing the wrong direction in prayer, Jews need to know where King Solomon built the Holy of Holies. But if you ask any Jew where the Holy Temple stood, they will answer, on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, by which they mean on Al-Haram al-Sharif, where stands the Dome of the Rock. But they are mistaken. Haram al-Sharif is not the site of the Holy Temple. The most important architectural feature of a synagogue is the Torah niche, which must be oriented towards the Holy of Holies. As you will see in this video, the oldest Torah niche in Jerusalem is not oriented towards the Haram al-Sharif, but points towards the true site of the Holy of Holies. Maimonides visited the site of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem in the 12th century. He wrote that the temple lay in ruins. Maimonides was not speaking of Haram al-Sharif because there were no ruins whatsoever on the Haram precincts. Indeed, the entire area was heavily built upon when he spoke of the ruined site of the temple. In the same century, another Torah giant, Rabbi David Kimchi, also known as Radak, visited the ruins of the temple in Jerusalem and wrote that the temple lay in ruins and was never built upon. The eyewitness accounts of these two important rabbis is a clear statement that the Haram al-Sharif is not the site of the Holy Temple. There is further proof that the temple was located elsewhere in the form of a 7th century agreement between Caliph Umar and 70 rabbis. Caliph Umar invited 70 rabbis to come from Tiberias to Jerusalem to establish a new Sanhedrin. A fragment of the agreement was discovered in the Ben Ezra Library in Cairo and can now be seen in Cambridge University in England. In the agreement, the site of the temple is very clearly said to be in the southern section of Jerusalem, in the Market of the Jews. It is recorded in the Geneza fragment that Omar arranged for 70 rabbis to come to Jerusalem. Omar asked them where they wished to live in the city, and they requested to live in the southern section of the city, in the Market of the Jews, to be near the site of the temple and its gates. The Caliph agreed. So 70 rabbis and their families moved from Tiberias and built settlements on foundations that had stood for many generations. They built their settlements in the area outlined in red, in the southern section of Jerusalem. This area has been shown by Dr. Shimon Gibson, fellow at the Albright Institute in Jerusalem and director of the Mount Zion Dig, to be the ancient Jewish marketplace. Some of the significant discoveries unearthed in the Market of the Jews include a large area of the temple's plastered cistern, the high priest mikveh, 3 showbread ovens, stone vessels, and the largest number of Murex trunculus snail shells ever found. The Murex snail was used to obtain techelet, the sacred blue pigment which was used to dye the high priest's ceremonial robes. The archaeological discoveries from the Mount Zion Dig, in addition to the eyewitness testimonies of Maimonides, Radak, and the 70 rabbis, place the Holy Temple here in the southern section of Jerusalem, 500 meters west of the Haram. A Torah niche in a 1st century synagogue confirms the true site of the temple. In 1948, in the course of repairing damage done to King David's tomb, Jacob Pinkerfeld, an Israeli archaeologist, discovered a 1st century Torah niche in the northern wall of King David's tomb and concluded that the original building had been a first-century synagogue that was built while the Holy Temple was still standing. In full view of the temple, the builders of the synagogue oriented the Torah niche directly into the Armenian quarter through a structure called the Convent of the Olive Tree. The convent has an ancient tradition that it was built on the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite, which was purchased by King David. When a theodolite is used to measure a straight line from the Torah niche in a first-century synagogue, it points directly towards the Holy of Holies. This impressive area is the true site of the Holy Temple. It encompasses the Convent of the Olive Tree that marks the site of the Holy of Holies and extends through Gan HaTekuma, incorporating the market of the Jews. In the words of Dr. Shimon Gibson,
I feel here that there's going to be something which is going to be found here which is going to astound the world.
An ancient olive tree marks the site of the Holy of Holies. There is nothing stopping us from building the Holy Temple in the correct location, right here.